Yes, we're live.
Awesome. Hey guys, Amber and I here bringing you How to Hustle week 2. We're so happy and excited to be here. And I just want to recap a little bit about last week. One of the most important things that we talked about was your why. And so hopefully you guys all did that exercise. You did that little 3-minute video to yourself, talking to yourself about why this is worth it for you. And so the thing that I want to remind you of is, if you don't change things, if you don't do this amazing opportunity, if this doesn't come to fruition for you, and you don't grow yourself and stretch yourself and do the daily work, because remember, we are business owners. We are in business for ourselves. You talk to yourself every day. You show up for work for yourself every day. You put in the time every day, and nobody watches that clock for you. So what will happen in the next 5 years? What in your life will change if you do not do these things? And how much is that worth it to you to do the activity that you need? So what Amber and I are going to talk to you today about is, we're going to talk to you about the actual work. And one of the first steps, because we are in a people business, is creating your list, right? Because you're going to do income producing work daily. That's called IPA. There's a lot of videos, there's a lot of posts, there's a lot of information on what income producing activity is. If you really want this business, guess what? You'll find out what it is. And it's obviously talking to people, and we've done videos, we've done posts. You can find out, okay? But one of the most important steps is creating your list. Your list should be a living, breathing thing. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how I created my list. Amber's going to talk to you about how she handles her list. There's no perfect way, right? You just have to get this done. And so for me, what I do is, my master list is always on a little notebook like this. I've bought little packs of these. This one happens to be from Leaders Retreat, but I've bought little packs of these thin notebooks at Target. The reason that this works for me is because I take this with me everywhere I go, and this is the only place that I write new names down. I will take screenshots of people that I've added on Facebook or Instagram, and then I create a new album for that. But I always know what my working list is. And we're going to talk to you about creating that list and why it's important. But every week I have a dry erase board above my desk. And what I do is I write the new names on that dry erase board that I really need to be focusing on for that week. Those are the people that I'm going to close. Those are my top people that I'm focusing on for that week. And I never don't put this in my purse with a pen, because if I meet anybody that I think of that I hadn't thought of before, it's going to go in this notebook. And I put a name. I do a running list in the front, and then I put one name on an individual sheet of people that I'm actively following up on. I used to do an index card system, but now this is the system that I use. And so we're going to talk to you about who should be on that list. But Amber, do you handle your list any different way?
I do, and I actually want to go grab it. So I was going to let you talk about what you did in the beginning to make your list while I go grab it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so in the beginning, part of my story, because you guys know that I just really like to help people, and I wanted to help people with the products, and I want to help them get better, and I love that. I'm every bit of a passionate yellow, okay? I didn't even want to know how much money I was making. The first 6 months, I didn't want anybody to tell me how much money I was making until it was over 5 figures a month. because I just wanted to work my business organically and I wanted to help everyone. But thank God that somebody really suggested that I take the time to sit down and make a list. I didn't even know that this was a network marketing thing to do. And I am glad because it really helped me be focused and help me be organized in my reach out and my follow-ups and just kind of tracking what I was doing. You can work this business like a spazzed out space cadet and do amazing, but a little bit of organization can help too. And so what I did is I wrote down on just a piece of paper in a notebook, just like that, and I wrote down the names of everyone I could think of, okay? And then what we did is we went back and we qualified those people in a certain way, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but I guess Amber's back with her system before we jump too far ahead.
Oh, okay. So one thing I want to say about systems, guys, follow-up systems, list systems, you will never find the perfect one because it's up to us to actually use whatever we say we're going to use. I see people saying, well, if I just had a better follow-up system, or I just don't have a follow-up system, so I can't do it, or you're never going to find one. So get rid of that excuse, get a piece of paper, get whatever, and just use it and commit to using it and create the habit. And then your system will be perfect because you've created the habit. So in the last 5 years, I've used everything from apps to websites to little boxes to everything you can think of, fancy systems, complicated. So it's really just sticking with it. So what I do right now as a diamond, so simple, is I have a binder. Doesn't even have a pretty cover. And inside I have just paper in the front, and then I have these tabs from 1 to 31. And my paper in the front is my list that I'm always running and always adding to. And I stopped trying to make it color coded or anything. I just literally write down names and put stars if they're my top people. I have people from Facebook, people from Instagram, just written on paper with a pencil so I can make notes by it. And then my 1 through 31, that's my follow-up system. So if I send a sample out, or if I send a info out today to somebody and I want to wait 2 days to check back in, I say, okay, today is the 13th. So I'm going to scroll down to, let's say I want to message them again on the 16th. I'm going to flip open to that tab, and I have one piece of paper between every tab, just one piece of paper. And I write down their name and say, check in on them. And that is literally all I do. And then I keep moving their name from paper to paper. So that's my system. That's how I keep it going. If I'm talking to someone on Instagram and I don't have this binder next to me, I screenshot their account name, and then I've gotten into a habit of that evening or the next morning, I go take all my screenshot names and put them down on my list. So it's really all up to you. So it can be super simple like we have, super complicated, but just find something and stick with it.
Yeah, and the reason Amber is bringing that up is because one of the stumbling blocks that we see people do is they look for perfection and they're always going to get started tomorrow. So it's kind of like you want to start working out, right? But you got to buy the workout clothes, and then you got to find the perfect classes, and then you got to make sure that, everything is perfect, and then you go one time and you never go again, right? So that is not going to get you the results. It does not matter if it's a Post-it note, guys. Scrap of paper, back of an envelope, whatever it is, get it done. and so what I use for that follow-up system is when I'm really following up with somebody, I just write only their name at the top of the page, and then I make notes to myself of what my plans are based on our conversation, and I write that into my planner. And so that is how I do it. Everybody does it different. And so I'm gonna, go ahead, babe. You're muted, sweetie.
Sorry. I also have a simple little calendar like this. It's a little wall hanging one, but I keep it in my binder so that I can quickly make notes so I can see a month in advance of who I'm talking to and what's going on. So yeah, simple. Keep it simple so you do it.
Yeah, the key is doing that daily income producing IPA activity and doing it with some gumption and some fire and super, super consistent. And so my list, getting back to when I made my list, once again, so thankful. I did not even know this was a network marketing thing to do, but this makes total sense, right? So what I did after I wrote down tons of people's names is I went back and kind of qualified them. I put a check mark by their name if they met one qualification, another check mark by their name if they met another qualification, which I'm going to talk about those in a minute, a third and a fourth, okay? So there are 4 predominant traits that help people do well in this business. And so this series is called How to Hustle, right? And so for some people, I read something, I can't remember which book I read, but it said that a lot of, possibly not always, okay, but some of your success can come from what you have done the 5 years previous before you ever got any exposure to Plexus, okay? And that is going to determine your level of influence. Now, I never thought of myself as a person that was influential at all. I'm definitely quiet. I'm not like a party, the life of the party, anything like that. But what I had done before Plexus is I had kind of developed a reputation of being somebody that was very health focused, and I already had been coming to people with, you know, you got to change this, you need to do that, this is going to help you. I guess I was kind of bossy in some sort of way, but if you're, and it doesn't have to be health oriented, if you're a person that has invested in people's lives and been consistent with them, and you've developed relationships, that is something you bring into your business. So one of the check marks next to people was influence, and that kind of goes along with emotional maturity. If you are a person that flies off the handle, you don't like people, it's going to maybe take you a little bit longer for you personally to be successful in this business. But guess what? Your sister, your aunt, your mom, your cousin, they can have a level of influence that you bring into your business to grow your business very, very quickly. And the only reason I bring up the influence thing and say it matters what the last 5 years are is because you can be on a fast track to personal growth. That's one of the reasons why we talk about personal growth. And this is something that you definitely want to earn while you learn. Okay, so influence matters, work ethic matters. We stress in these Zooms that you're a business owner. You have to do consistent work. Nobody's cracking a whip or punching a time clock for you. And so work ethic is so important. So when you look at your list, does this person have influence? Do they have emotional maturity? Do they have work ethic? The last thing is spunk. Spunk really is defined as, it can be quiet, and it really is defined as, will they dare to dream? And a lot of things can happen to a person in their life. And Amber and I were on a Zoom earlier where this is something we talked about, where it kind of kills that ability to dream. You know, you maybe have had some things in your life that happen, and you need to be able to see a light. And that's where the personal growth comes in also. Okay, so when you're looking at your list, does this person dream? Can they dream? Can they see good things for themselves in the future? A lot of times you get them on the products and that changes their gut health, and then they can, right? And emotional maturity, influence, and work ethic. And so I just check marked, and the people that had the most check marks, those were the people that were on my dream team. And so we're going to talk about how to reach out to your chicken list, how to reach out to your dream team, why you want to, one of the biggest things you want to do in this business is you want to sign up people that are better than you. You do not have to be the best. You don't even want to be the best. You really don't want to be the best. You want to sign up amazing people. So Amber, what would you add to that?
Okay, I love that. To add to that, so if you don't know, my mom signed under me. So, and my upline was one of my dear friend, still is, bridesmaid in my wedding. She was just a little older than me. She was homeschooled as well. We were not people of great influence, my upline and I. Because I was young. So here's the thing, guys, I didn't have good influence, right? I was 23 when I started. I'd been homeschooled my whole life. I did not have a wide network. I had pretty much no experience in the outside world. I didn't go to college. I didn't have jobs and have relationships from other people. So my last 5 years was nothing in the sense of building influence and building network. So if you don't have influence, if you think I haven't, I don't have what Lori has, it's okay. You can gain influence. And I want you to remember, whether you're young or you just haven't had a wide network, whatever it is, saying, I don't know people, I don't have a network, I don't have influence, and using that as an excuse, it does not get you off the hook. That's an excuse. And you choose to give as much weight as you want to those excuses. So it's just like mom, she could have said, I'm too busy, I'm homeschooling 2 young kids, or I don't have an experience in network marketing. She could have had as many excuses as she wanted to, right? So they're all equal. Excuses are all equal. It's how much weight you decide to give to it. So for me, what I did, not knowing, once again, was I went to my mom. I thought I saw her as an influential person. She knew a lot of people. She knew a lot about health. And what my upline was telling me she did right was, go get your mom. Get your mom engaged in this. Your mom knows people. Look for people. And your mom's one of them who can go farther than you can right now and has that impact already. So look for people like that if you don't have influence yourself, like mom said. And then to gain influence, can I talk about that for a minute, mom? Okay, to gain influence, guys, this is something I'm passionate about. It is to offer value to others. If you want to gain influence, first, always be making new friends, whether that's online, on Facebook, on Instagram, whether it's going, and I would drive an hour. Someone's knocking. Hold on. I would drive an hour to go take my kids to little kid things here and there so I can meet new moms, and then I'd always make sure to friend them. This is my 6-year-old son. And so you put in the work. I want you to remember that gaining influence is a skill, just like learning discipline or just like learning to reach out. So go research, go look on YouTube, go watch books, how to gain influence. Make it an area that you decide to grow in because you know where you want to go. Just like being a nurse, if you wanted to be a nurse or a doctor, you can't walk into the hospital and say, I want to be a nurse, I'm here. You have to do the years of education to get there. It's the same thing with this industry. It just goes a lot faster and you get paid along the way, right? So grow your influence by gaining new friends first and then offering value all the time. And that can be posting whatever you love and are into, whether it's cooking or kids or animals or whatever, as long as you are always pouring out and you are a DJ of information. And what I mean by that is you don't have to come up with the brilliant ideas that you're sharing on Facebook or posting on Instagram. But because you're a student and you are always learning, you can pull together. Look at this wonderful quote I read, and this is what it meant to me. I tried this recipe last night that I found here. Here's a recipe for you. That's pulling together information and people seeing value in you. So whether you're 18 or you're 25 or you're 48 and you're just now building your influence, that is how you do it. People see influence in others by people they find value in. So
yeah, and the thing that's awesome about it, there's 2 things that I want to say about what Amber just said. One of them is influence is not what I thought influence was before Plexus. I thought influence meant like you had to be something. You don't. All you need to do to have influence is really, you have to care about other people. Nobody wants to be sold. Nobody wants to be gotten. Nobody wants to be any of those things. And when I'm approaching somebody in this business, I am kind of deviating right now, but it's all about them. Everything about influence is about other people. It is never about you, and that should be a huge relief. That is what this business is about, not about you. So a lot of what we're going to be talking to you about throughout these weeks is taking your eyes off yourself and putting your eyes on other people. But the one thing I want to say, when Amber said she didn't have influence, she did have influence. Okay, she had a lot of influence. She ended up signing up all her bridesmaids, and people all, so if you think you don't have influence, all it is you don't understand the influence that you have yet. Okay, and because everyone gives back to others in some sort of way. And so that's where the personal growth comes in, and that's why it's so important in this business. You can fake it until you make it. Earn while you learn, definitely. But know this, people know when you care about them, and they know when you are genuine. And that is something that you get to do in this business. And I don't care who you are, if you think you don't have influence, it's because you're thinking about it too much. Okay, because the influence Amber had is what you see right now. She just didn't know about it. And that is, but she's learned a ton and applied herself like crazy and gone to the College of Network Marketing, like leaps and bounds past my abilities now. Because I haven't done the study that she's done. That's why she's amazing. That's why she was a speaker to our Emeralds at convention. But people knew that she was genuine. They knew she was funny. She was the life of the party, and she always brought something of value to others. She just didn't know it. And so I guarantee you, you have wonderful traits. And so we're going to talk about personal growth too. And that's important. But when you're, let's see, sign up people better than you. I have one other topic, but did you want to jump in with something?
No, I was just gonna say, I just want to really drive it home, because I see people use it all the time. I don't know enough people. Just an excuse. There's billions of people out there. You just have to meet them. So don't use that as an excuse, please. About 2 years ago, I kept saying that. I kept telling Mom, I just don't know people. I could talk to people all day, but I just don't know people. I just don't know enough people. My market is tapped out. Everyone's already doing Plexus. And finally, she said, Amber, you keep saying that, so you're never going to meet new people, because my mindset was blocking me from meeting new people. So this happened, and that's after I was already a diamond. This happens to both of us all the time, where we're having to reevaluate, what am I saying to myself? And is what I'm saying benefiting me or stopping me? So then I realized that, grabbed hold of it, decided to change that. I actually made this little graphic for myself, just to give me a visual. These are all strangers and online friends. Look, they're running to me because they want Plexus. And I made it the thing on my phone. I made it my screensaver, and it radically changed. And I have so many friends now. So I just want you to make sure that if you have that wall barrier there, bust through it. But okay, next topic. Go ahead, Mom.
Some things we're telling you to do. That's why you have to know your why. That's why you have to not want to be in the same place that you're in. That's why you have to be willing to do this movement. Okay. And so your list is a living, breathing thing. You should be adding to it constantly. Okay. One of the things I told myself in the beginning of this business was, I have an amazing business. Everybody wants to join my business. You know why? I believed it. Like, these products are good. They are really inexpensive. We have a consumable monthly product. This is an amazing opportunity. It is. Amber and I have talked so much, and if you're in any place with any jewels, we're like, if people only knew Like that is your job, giving vision to people. I was not even a gold ambassador, and I might as well have been a 7-figure earner. And so that is the mindset that you want. All that Amber did before she got there was she exposed me to things that showed me the vision for this business. Mm-hmm. And so you want to reach out to people with influence. You want to get business builders, because this isn't about you. Like Amber wasn't viewing this as her team and she has to be the leader and she has to. No, she got the opportunity in my hands. And that's the same thing when you look at this amazing team that we have. That's the same thing that happened all down the line. And we are going to talk to you about how you do work with people. You link arms with your people and you work collaboratively and you run together. But you don't be intimidated. You have people that you know that are community leaders and business owners in your business. My son and I, we just went downtown this week. I got out shopped by a 14-year-old. It was unbelievable. He could have stayed hours longer than me, and I love to shop. But we went to one store that I really like, and they were closed down. I was like, wow, this place had great stuff. Why are they closed down? It's expensive to run a business, guys. I bought a water bottle in Hawaii one year that I loved. That was the best ever. No leaks. Awesome. Company's out of business, even though they had a fabulous product because of the overhead. We don't have that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I just signed up. No, I didn't sign them up. They're in my downline. A physician, and she's amazing. And what they're going through right now in their industry with the insurance and the overhead and the liability and everything's getting crazy. They're pulling out right and left. She's into network marketing, guys. So do not prejudge a living, breathing soul. What you have, if you think of like, I'm thinking about baked goods right now. I don't even eat baked goods. But let's say you had like the most amazing thing. Are you going to be like, oh, this person's too cool, they don't want it? They want it because they are cool. And so
I don't know how that went with baked goods, but okay. No, I love where you're going with this. And I think it's that perspective towards everyone we're talking to. So I recently did a little interview with a senior gold on my team, and she reminded me of something, and it was so good. She said that she was recently convicted about having an attitude of expecting people to order and expecting people to join and expecting people to be excited about the business, because she had been having this mindset of, oh, I hope they order, or, oh, I'm not sure if they'll be interested. And it was an intimidated or not a bold perspective, and it was coming through in her messaging. So once she decided that, like Mom's saying, hey, these products are incredible, this business is the best out there, and these people are going to be so excited, and she changed her expectations, her results dramatically started to change from what people were responding to her with. So have that when you're looking at your list. Your list is also a bank account. I love that analogy. And that's why you always need to be adding new people. So if that's money in your bank account is your people, and every time you're talking or messaging to a new person about Plexus, you're taking some of that out, right? That new fresh person is now out of your bank account because you've talked to them. You need to always be putting more in. So look at it that way. Always be adding to that bank account. And then what you do with those new people, I just explained this recently, someone asked me, is that's just always like this rotating, I don't know, now I'm thinking of like laundry of people in there, and you are just your list, your bank account, you're just always growing and working and running with it. So my running list in my binder of people I have not shared Plexus with yet that I'm always adding to, they're in there to build up my relationship bank with them. So the new person that you just meet off the street or you just meet on Facebook, you're not going to say, hey, new person, can I share Plexus with you? Because it's too soon, right? You haven't built up that relationship bank with them. And people ask me, well, do I wait 2 weeks or 3.5 weeks or 4 messages? Or there is no system with when you share Plexus with new people. It depends on your relationship bank. So my mom, of course, I called her up immediately because we have a good trust relationship bank account, right? I have a lot of credit there. I'm like, hey, you need to do Plexus. Here's your pink drink. I'm taking away your coffee till you drink this, because that was our relationship. or someone I just meet at a mom's group yesterday, I'm going to make sure that I build up that bank a little bit, build up some credit a little bit, and that trust connection before I say, hey, I'm not sure if you've seen any of my posts. Have you tried this yet? Can I send you a sample? So just don't overthink that part of it. You have the relationship bank with each person, and then you have your bank that you're always needing to fill with new people.
Yes, and the key, you guys, is follow-up, which we will get to, because I really am finding myself wanting to talk about follow-up since you talked about reaching out.
We're at 30 minutes, though.
We have 3 minutes?
We're at 30 minutes.
Okay. Yes.
We can keep going. I just wanted to.
No, we should probably end it now because we're going to keep it to 30 minutes. But your list, that is your assignment for this week. Your assignment last week was your why and doing that video to yourself and sending that to a few people. Okay, where you're talking to yourself. If I don't do this, this is what's going to happen, and this is why I want to do it. Not just the negative, the positive. What will change for you, and why that matters to you, and why you're going to handle your business like a business. And so you're going to be doing daily IPA. The key to this business, one of the biggest keys, is follow-up. You're going to make your list now this week, and you're going to qualify those people. You're going to have your dream team. You're going to have your dirt list. That's what Amber touched on when she said I was part of her dirt list. These people, they'll do anything for you, including eat dirt. I would have eaten dirt.
They'll buy dirt, or it's your dirty list.
They'll buy dirt.
They'll buy dirt. And people who support you and love you will do anything you're doing just to be supportive of you. But yeah, make your master list, guys, like Mom said. Have that be your assignment this week, and create some sort of system of how you keep track of who you're talking to, whether it's just a notebook or note cards. Look it up, make that your homework, your Hustle University homework. And yeah, we'll see you, because clarity brings productivity. If you're confused about who you're supposed to reach out to when you're doing IPA because you don't have lists and you don't have some sort of system, then you won't do anything. If you have clarity, you'll be productive. So that's what you're going for.
Yes, and do that daily work. Get your clarity and do that daily work.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.